Today we're gonna talk about a movie that came out 33 years ago. 33 years ago, man. It's called Sense of a Woman. For like 2 hours into this film, I was wondering to myself, why is that the title of this film? Because the story seems to be something completely else. But at the end, eventually we do find out why it's the title of the film. And it makes sense, man. It's a nice title based on what the story is about and everything. And man, I have to say, they just don't make him like this anymore. They just don't. It feels like a movie, you know what I mean? When I started watching it, there is this college campus that they're showing us. That's how the film starts. I was like, man, you just don't get this vibe anymore. You just don't. I felt so good. It felt refreshing in a way. I really like that. Now, if you have seen this movie, you know Al Pacino gives like a fucking performance of a lifetime in this film. If you haven't seen Al Pacino before, you would think that this motherfucker's blind. For real. He's not really blind, but he pretends to be blind in this film, and he does that very well. He literally saves this film. If you think about it, pick up any other actor. There might be some exceptions, obviously, who can do just as good of a job as he did, but even if you pick up like a great actor or something, and you insert that guy in this film instead of Al Pacino, I think this movie is gonna be completely different. It's gonna be completely derailed, and it's gonna be complete shit. This is one of those movies, right? You have to execute everything properly for this to be good. Otherwise, it's gonna be complete shit. It's not gonna be mediocre. It's gonna be complete shit. Fortunately, for these motherfuckers, they executed things very, very well. I do think that the Ferrari scene, which was in the later half of the film, where they go and drive a Ferrari, I don't think that was really needed. In my personal opinion, it didn't hurt the film. It was nice to watch, but I don't know. It wasn't really needed, I feel like. It just added more character, which is fine. But maybe I'm just being a very modern fucking filmmaker. Not a filmmaker, but modern critic. Where I say, oh, this scene wasn't really needed, so take it off, reduce the runtime instead of being like, hey, let the characters flourish a little bit. Maybe I'm being that guy, I don't know. I didn't mind the scene, don't get me wrong, right? I didn't mind the scene at all. It was fine, so it doesn't matter to me. I also think the actual conflict in this story, the stuff that was happening in the school, I think the actual conflicts could have been something different instead of what it was. It just felt so, I don't know, man, like kind of childlike in a way. Maybe something else could have been a bit better, like a school fight or something. Like you see two people fighting each other. Not two people, like, okay, so we had three friends. They beat the living crap out of this one random nerd or some shit. And that nerd gets hospitalized. And now you're like, holy fuck, what do you do? Because these kids, they're like supposed to be rich and kind of like the popular kids in high school. I don't think they ever mentioned as popular, but I think that's the vibe that they were trying to go for. That they're rich kids, and the protagonist is a poor kid. So he has to kind of succumb to the social pressure here. I think if the situation was something slightly different, it would have made more sense to me personally. Again, I don't mind because that's not really what the film was about. The film was about Al Pacino and the fucking guy, Charlie, his relationship with him. That's what the film was actually about, and that was done very, very well. So I don't really care too much. And even as far as the school conflict is concerned, Al Pacino came in at the end and he gave a monologue of a lifetime, so who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? The themes of the story, though, about the relationship and all that, the relationship between Al Pacino and Charlie, I mean, they were fucking outstanding, man. They were fucking outstanding, and that's the thing. A writer who's like fucking 19 or 20 years old, he can't possibly write the themes that this film was talking about. It's impossible for that person to write that. That person's gonna write something completely different. Something that a 19-year-old's gonna resonate with. It's just one of those things. You don't get to see this type of stuff from young writers. You can't. And it's very refreshing, man. I don't think you get these type of themes. I mean, you do sometimes, maybe you can argue, but very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. You don't get this type of stuff. The director of this film, I noticed, I was looking at his filmography and stuff. He made Sense of a Woman. He made a bunch of other films that were received very well. Then he made a film with Ben Affleck, That was a complete disaster. It failed financially as well, I think. And after that, he just never made a movie, man. It's so worrying to me to look at this because this guy's fucking great. If you made like fucking 5 films, 4 of them were great, one of them wasn't, and of course there are other things, other aspects like studio involvement and all that. So I'm pretty certain in that last film with Ben Affleck, there would have been some involvement. Something must have gone wrong. But if you made 5 films, let's say, 4 of them were great, they earned you money as well. One of them was Sense of a Woman, which is arguably one of the better films that have ever been made. I think you deserve another chance after giving one failure, man. I don't know. That's just me. He never got a chance. I don't know what happened. Unless he fucking chose to back down or something. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I think he deserved a little more. Al Pacino got an Oscar for this film as well, which was very well deserved, even though I haven't seen any of the nominations from that year. It doesn't matter, man. It's one of the best performances of all time. This movie, as I said, gets saved because of his performance and the soundtrack, man. I think people sleep on the soundtrack. Soundtrack's fucking outstanding too. It's very good. And that's another thing I've noticed. Very rarely does it happen that a movie has a soundtrack as good as this and the movie is not good because the soundtrack fucking makes the film sometimes. It really does. If you haven't seen this film, man, I would fucking recommend you to watch it. Watch it, man. It's a bit slow, so some of these modern fucking youngsters, they're gonna whine. They're gonna say, slow, man, slow, nothing's happening. And even like the writers nowadays, they're probably gonna watch this film. If this wasn't a fucking well-established film that went to the Oscars, if this was just a random screenplay that you showed to some fucking professional writer today, that person is gonna be like, oh, nothing's happening, man. Nothing's happening. Like, shut the fuck up, man. It's a feature film, alright? This is not a TV show. This is not soap opera going on. This is a feature film. Give things time to develop. And they develop in this film. And they do it very, very well. They do it very well, motherfuckers. And that's what I'm all about, personally.